Y'all remember that song by Aaliyah? Age ain't nothing but a number. Going down ain't nothing but a thing. Okay. So age is at the center of this beef between Bambi, aka Addie, aka Barbara Ann. Okay. Um, and Mama D. Look, like granted, they got more issues than this, but this is the one that is making the news rounds right now. So, last week we talked to you guys about Amanda Seals' interview with the Bam. Okay. And in that interview, when Amanda asked, it was a really benign question. I got to tell you, it wasn't really like she was asking it to like make any points. I think she was just sort of talking about age ranges and she asked how old the Bam was, right? And so, the Bam was like, we ain't gonna talk about that, because I'm suing Mama D. Well, girl, how old is you? How old is you? Now, I told y'all last week, okay, that when I looked the Bam up on the interwebs, all right, this is what I find. A lot of you not. It would be easier just to pull it right here. How old is Bambi from Love and Hip Hop? Now, when I look on the line, it say 37. Now, a lot of y'all say though that she about what? Let me tell you in a second. Because Mama D is clapping back at this lawsuit. Okay. Let's get into that tea. All right. Um, Pull it up right here. It's on the neighborhood talk. She's clapping back at that. All right. So listen. Let me get to what Mama D said, and then we'll talk about the age. All right. So we know that Bambi is suing Mama D because Mama D has said that Bambi used a fake ID or something like that when she was arrested by the police when she was hanging out with the Erica Menor. Okay. For those of you guys who are new in this place, I've gotten some critiques. It's Mena, not Menor. I know that. Okay. It's the same reason I say Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. It's just something I do. All right. You do this every day. You just learn to make it fun. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a good time while we're doing it. All right. Anyway, so Mama D says when you legally sue someone, make sure they're not lying on you, girl, and make sure they don't know everything about you. So when you sue, make sure it's a lie. And you did show that ID because it's on the police report. Come for me all you want, and I will destroy you. Destroy. So a lot of people in the comments are saying, Bam is lying about that age, y'all. Somebody said this woman is 42 to 43 years old. If you all recall, she was BFF to Malaysia from Basketball Wives. They grew up together. Malaysia is 43 years old. I don't know why being in your 40s is such a big deal. Listen, I don't know how old this lady is. All I know is the interweb says she's 37. Now, I will say, if you gave a fake ID to the police, I would think that might be a little bit of a crime. So I don't know, like, if she, like, in my mind, if you are lying about that and you decide to sue, your legal age is really gonna come up. So I don't know if you lie, if she telling a lie allegedly, as Mama D says, and she's suing, I'm assuming the legal age is gonna pop up. So I wouldn't be suing if I won't for sure. This is just me, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, listen, I always learned that, again, I grew up in the South. Your boy always has learned you don't ask a woman her age. So, it is what it is. But age is at the centerpiece of this whole situation. And listen, I don't know if the same rule apply to women. Well, I know that as a man, we're not supposed to ask a woman their age. Now, I don't know how that work for the rules of dating, and I don't also know if that's the same for women. Now, women, are y'all okay to ask each other how old you is? Chime down in the chatterization down below. Okay. So now on to more serious matters. Okay. Um, the NBC, Universal, Bravo, Peacock has updated its workplace conduct guidelines for reality shows. Thanks to our friends over at TVDs for picking this up. Now, this was actually posted in Deadline. All right. So let's talk about how this all came to be and why. And we're going to relate it back to the thumbnail. As you guys see, we have Andy, we have Bethany, we have Nene Leakes. To me, I put them on the thumbnail because, when we think about Bravo and we think about the face of Bravo, we think about Andy Cohen. You can't help it. You also sometimes think synonymously, with people who have been battling the system, i.e., fighting the power, i.e., you think about Nene Leakes and Bethany Frankel. Now, Nene Leakes was the first to fight the power, all right? Bethany Frankel is the next person to fight the power. It is what it is, all right? Whether or not they're going to win this power struggle or not, I don't know. So let's talk about what NBC has updated in terms of their workplace guidelines for these reality shows. It's important because it may impact some things, and we're going to talk about it. All right, so it says here on TVDs, NBC Universal is mandating production companies monitor alcohol consumption, provide additional mental health support, and implement more serious consequences for physical violence. They say the company is updating and strengthening their workplace conduct guidelines for reality shows amid various on-set scandals at Bravo and Peacock, with Francis Berwick, chairman, NBC Universal Entertainment, sharing the details in a memo sent to external production partners and later obtained by Deadline. The memo comes amid Bethany Frankel's reality reckoning, and I'm going to also include Nene Leakes in that because, again, Nene Leakes was one of the first people, although it may have been a controversial stance for many people, she was also one of the first people to kind of really come out against the network, all right? Again, Bethany Frankel's reality reckoning campaign and on-set incidents on shows like Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Below Deck, Down Under. In case you guys didn't know, there was a whole article and scandal about the Below Deck Down Under situation and the whole Below Deck thing in general and Vanderpump Rules. If I can find that article, a friend of mine sent it to me about a couple of weeks ago. I will put it in the link for this in this description down below. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, as you guys may know, the situation between Caroline Manzo and Brandi Glanville ended with Brandi Glanville being sent home from the trip to Morocco with some accusations of inappropriate behavior and some things happening between her and Caroline Manzo, allegedly. And then you also have Real Housewives, who also, we're going to talk about what happened on the set of the Real Housewives of New Jersey in just a bit, okay? But before we get there, let's talk about these new guidelines. Now, it says NBC Universal is also looking to update its processes around mental health. And while the company already requires all reality participants to meet with a psychologist prior to filming and are provided with psychological support during and after filming, there must be psychological care made after filming that includes health support to cast through the airing of the show and beyond, including mandatory on-set support during reunion tapings. So what I can tell you from my own experience, all right, is that for the show that I did back in the day, it was like a couple like years ago, probably like what we filmed, I think that in 2016, it came out in 2018, well, 2017 and 2018. But what I will say is, while I did not have to undergo any psychological meeting or evaluation or anything like that, what I did know is that there was someone who was available to me should I need it during the course of filming. If I needed to get out of filming, I could definitely call that person, but that person was available to me. So I can say that that is available. I don't know for every show if it's the same, but I do know that that was what I read, okay, from what I recall. All right, so now they're saying that there must be care made for people after the show films and it's airing so that people can really process what's airing and then the public perception or backlash or whatever it is that occurs as a result of whatever they filmed being aired, right? And they're including it and making it mandatory on set while the reunions are filming. So I wonder if when Drew ran off the stage at the reunion, was there somebody there to be like, hey girl, is you all right? All right, do we need to have a little ponderosa? Anyway, it says Berwick also addressed violence on set and will be implementing more serious consequences for physical violence. All right, so let me point you guys to something else that has been occurring in the world of reality TV with regards to the Real Housewives of the New Jersey. All right, so let me pull it up for those of you guys who want to see. Thank you for sticking around because I think these things are important to talk about. So allow me to pull that up right now. And for this, I'm going to go over to Everything Housewives. So it says Danielle Cabral, who is one of the newer cast members on the show, and we're looking at Everything Housewives here. Again, you guys can follow in the description down below. But Danielle Cabral, who joined the show last season, threw a drink at Jennifer Aiden, who joined the show, in season, was it 9? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Some seasons ago. She's been on it for a while at this point now. And it says that she was bleeding. Now, this says during filming last night, this took place a couple of, maybe a day or so ago, I think. I don't know. During filming last night, Jennifer Aiden and Danielle Cabral reportedly got into a huge argument, which resulted in Danielle throwing a drink at Jennifer, allegedly causing her to bleed. We are unsure of the details as of now, but the action of the glass being thrown has been confirmed by sources. As a result, what I have heard is that both of the ladies have been suspended, and this whole incident is under HR investigation. So, as you guys can see, that is related to what we see here, or could be related to what we see here with this idea that violence on set will be, for that, they will be implementing more serious consequences for physical violence. So I'm assuming these could be in the form of fines, missing episodes, which if you miss episodes, then you're going to miss out on some pay. You know, who knows what that may mean for them for the rest of the season. And things in Jersey, I think, from what I'm hearing, are just really heating up. All right. To continue, it also says, according to the write-up, the memo also addressed the use of confidentiality clauses, something former Real Housewives of New York City star Bethany Frankel has called out amid her reality reckoning campaign. While Bethany has suggested the organization is using NDAs to keep talent from speaking out about their experience, NBC Universal throws cold water on that idea and confirms they have never enforced the contracts in that manner. I have never heard of anybody, but again, I have my own experience with the show that I did, and for all intents and purposes, it was very positive. I had a very positive experience. I found the network to be very supportive. I found my production team to be I think it was Truly at the time. But I think it was, I felt like I was supported throughout the process. When additional things were asked of me, I willingly gave them. And I felt like, by and large, I did feel, again, like I said, I had a great experience. But, I didn't have a situation where I came into conflict with other people. My conflict was my own. It was internal, right? So, again, I can't speak to that. But what I can say is, to continue on, it says that we believe our standards have promoted a safer and more respectful work environment. Berwick continued in the memo. That said, we want to take the opportunity in collaboration with the production companies to continue to strengthen our approach. To that end, we have developed additional resources, policies, and protocols that will further enhance the workplace environments on our third-party productions and will strengthen our oversight. In terms of, making steps in the right directions, I don't know. Is it enough? I don't know. Because the problem, I think, for a lot of reality TV stars, especially the ones who have, become bigger names, and even the ones who are just kind of starting out, is the fact that you don't really get any percentages or residuals from reruns that are airing. And so with what we have seen with the writer's strike coming to a tentative agreement today, it'll be interesting to see how the actors follow suit, and then what will this mean potentially for reality TV stars with some of what we see happening with the writer strike, and then hopefully soon an end to the actor strike. And then what will it mean for, and will this mean progress for reality TV stars in a similar vein? So I wanted to update that. I wanted to update a lot of you on this because I feel like it's important to know the mechanics of what's happening behind the scenes on some of the shows that we really love. So if you begin to see any changes, then this is something that we can take note of as a result, hopefully, of what's being implemented here. But let me ask you a question for you. If you've made it this far in the video, is this enough of a step forward to really warrant your continued support for the networks in terms of how they treat their reality TV stars? Not whether or not you'll watch the shows, but how the reality TV stars in particular are handled and managed by the network. Does this change your opinion or approach or anything? Or does it even move you in any regard? Let me know in the chatterization down below. It moves me because I'm always interested in the behind the scenes and how production works and how things happen. So I like to see these types of stories. So I wanted to give it to you. Now, with that being said, make sure you guys check out the links in the description if you want to read more, and I will catch you all in, of course, the next video.